Another one of the questions that obviously I receive quite a bit is how do I get a good deal on a new vehicle? Well, there's a lot of resourceful tools out there in the web. Basically, kellybluebook.com will tell you a lot of good resources regarding what the MSRP is. The first thing that I want to go through when purchasing a vehicle is to tell you how the window stickers work. A lot of people, a lot of consumers are misunderstood on how this works. Some dealerships use what is called the manufactured suggested retail. Now, when you go to a dealership, in the window there is a sticker that's called the MSRP. This is a pretty big sticker that comes from the manufacturer that states all the equipment and things that are on this particular vehicle. The MSRP is basically what the manufacturer suggests this retail price of the vehicle is. There's markup in that price, which gives the dealership profit. You want to negotiate below the MSRP in between to what the actual invoice of the car is. The invoice is what the dealer pays for the car. It depends upon the vehicle how much markup there is in the vehicle. If you have a fully loaded pickup that's pretty pricey, the difference between the actual dealer cost, which is the invoice, to the manufactured retail price can vary depending upon the model and the options. Another thing that you need to look out for, which is called additional dealer markup. Some dealerships will actually have an addendum sticker besides right next to the MSRP, which is called the additional dealer markup. You never want to pay the additional dealer markup. That basically is the dealership trying to gain more income or revenue on that purchase, basically. Now, a lot of salespeople will show you that additional dealer markup when you're looking to purchase a new vehicle when you're on the car lot. You never want to pay that. That is just complete additional markup to the dealership. You never ever want to pay that price. You want to negotiate from the MSRP down to try to get to the invoice. Now, the quickest way, honestly, to purchase a new vehicle for the best price is to do a lot of the homework prior to going to the dealership over the phone. What I recommend is, number one, go to the dealerships, test drive the vehicles that you are interested in. When you find the particular model, when you know which vehicle you're going to purchase, then you simply do a lot of your shopping either on the internet or you actually just call over the phone. And the simplest way to do this is to alleviate a lot of the third parties from the dealership end. A lot of your dealerships have what's called fleet managers or internet managers, and generally they do not have, there's not as many parties in the negotiation of the deal. When you go onto a car lot, generally you end up with a salesperson, and depending upon the structure of that dealership, they may have what's called a closer, which is basically the mediator between you and the actual manager behind the desk that you generally never get to meet, who actually makes the final decisions whether they'll accept your offers or work with you. So to alleviate all that, you basically go to the dealership, you find the make, the model that you want to, and you simply from home can make phone calls. Number one, you want to try to get a hold of the fleet manager if that dealership has one. Now, some of your smaller car lots do not have fleet or internet managers. In that case, you would probably want to try to deal directly with the actual sales manager. Sometimes it's not as easy to get a hold of these people as you'd wish. The salespeople may pretend like they're fleet managers or internet managers, and they're not. They're actually salespeople. Salespeople, no matter what they say, generally they do not have any authority of the price. They do not have any decision in whether your offer would be accepted or not. If you go through a fleet manager, generally they have authority to go ahead and accept prices immediately, so you're not dealing with another third party. Now, when I purchase a car, quite frankly, first of all, I'll go to the dealership, I'll drive a couple cars, I'll find the make and the model that I want. After I have specific information on exactly what I want to purchase, then I simply make a couple phone calls to some dealerships and I ask for the fleet manager. Once I get a hold of the fleet manager, I tell them, Basically, this is what I'm looking at, and I'm looking to pay such and such over invoice. I generally start at $200 over invoice. They'll either say yes or no. I will make 2 or 3 more calls to 2 or 3 more dealerships. I will get a hold of the fleet manager or the internet manager and tell them that I'm price shopping. I've called a couple other dealerships, and I may say that they offered it to me for $300 over. Can you beat that? And then at that time, I will ask them, well, how much over invoice are you gonna give me this car for? Now, one thing that I will make sure of is that I actually do see the actual invoice. So when I'm talking on the phone, I will tell them, look, I'm looking to get this car for $300 over invoice. I've already called this dealership, however, maybe you're closer, and if you can give me the same offer, I would be happy to come down and purchase this vehicle from you, but I want to see the actual invoice when I'm there. Using your negotiation skills, you need to be able to basically not believe that when they tell you, oh no, this car, the best we'll do is $1,100 over invoice. Maybe that's just that dealership. Maybe if you make 3 or 4 phone calls to different dealerships, maybe they will provide that for you. It's literally, you can find the model that you want. Once you've distinguished that, you can call the dealership and you can easily get over invoice. And if you're working with a salesperson that will work with you, or internet or fleet manager, they should provide you the actual invoice. There's nothing to hide. They can show you their dealer cost and you can agree to pay over the invoice. Now, don't feel bad if you do buy a car at $100 or $200 over invoice. On a lot of these, most of these manufacturers have what the dealership considers holdback. That's actually profit for the dealership. One of the techniques that a lot of the salespeople have is they tell you, we have to pay bills, we have this, we have that, we have to profit on the sale in order to make a sale. True, they do. And they do have commissions to be paid and things like that. However, if you can get the best price on a deal, on a vehicle, you might as well try for it. So use this technique, and I hope it's helpful for you.